The Estación Experimental del Este was created in 1970 as part of a larger project for the development of the marine lagoon basin, according to a paradigm shift which sought the regionalization of agricultural research in the country. After that, the new experimental station started its research activities as an agency of the Agricultural Research Center Alberto Buerga. In 1990, the reorganization of the agricultural research system resulted in the creation of the National Institute of Agricultural Research, INIA. The Estación Experimental del Este became part of the new Research Institute, receiving its present name, INIA Treinta. The influence of INIA Treinta comprises the departments of 33, Rocha, Maldonado, La Valleja, and part of Cerro Largo, covering an area of approximately 3,550,000 hectares, almost a quarter of the national territory. Broadly speaking, 3 physiographic zones are delimited in the coverage area of the experimental station. Highlands, 1,700,000 hectares. Upland landscapes presenting moderate to steep slopes, with a high proportion of shallow soils. It is mostly oriented to livestock breeding. Forestry systems are also becoming relevant in this area. Rolling hills, 1 million hectares. Hilly, rippled landscapes with predominance of softer slopes and deep soils, mostly mollisols. The main production systems are based on livestock production. Conservationist crop livestock and cropping production systems have shown great expansion, especially with soybean, but also sorghum and wheat, as well as sward seeds production. Lowlands Plains, 850,000 hectares, known as rice plains because of its flat topography and poor drainage soils. These lowlands are the traditional rice-producing area of the country. In recent years, this area witnessed an important advance of beef production systems in pastures, in rotation with rice. In addition to the labs, greenhouses, a seed processing plant, administrative offices and other research facilities located in the headquarters, INIA Treinta has 3 experimental units. Paso de la Laguna. In this experimental unit, representative of the rice plains, INIA generates and validates technological alternatives for rice, pastures, beef and lamb fattening systems, in a system which includes rice and pastures for livestock production. Aspects of environmental and economic impact are taken into consideration. Palo a Pique. This experimental unit, representative of the rolling hills zone, holds research activities in intensive and semi-intensive cow-calf production systems, winter and summer crops, pastures and forages. A long-term no-till crop pasture rotation experiment under direct grazing is also conducted in this unit. Seed Unit. A third experimental unit in the proximity of Paso de la Laguna is dedicated to the production of high-quality seeds in order to attend the sustained demand of the productive sector. INIA Treinta is headquarters for 2 national research programs, rice production and environmental sustainability. It also takes actions linked to other programs and technical units: meat and wool production, pastures and forages production, seeds, biotechnology, cultivars evaluation, horticulture fruit and small farm, communication and technology transfer. One of the first significant achievements of INIA Treinta was the development of a rice pasture rotation system, which allowed a more rational use of natural resources and greatly enhanced livestock production in the traditional rice-producing areas of the country. This scheme, which is considered cutting-edge technology in Latin America, gave place to more sustainable and productive systems from both an environmental and economic perspective. The experimental station has worked intensively on the development of technologies for rice production, contributing to an increase of almost 4 metric tons per hectare in the national average yield in the past 40 years. Current research includes all the relevant aspects of rice production: breeding, weed management, pests and disease control, irrigation and plant nutrition. It also takes action concerning the intensification and improvement of rice rotations in combination with other productions. These mixed systems have distinctive features that are well recognized internationally. For many years, INIA Treinta has been conducting research studies on crop rotations and soil management, mainly with soybean and pastures, but also with sorghum and wheat, aiming to find new options for agriculture in the rolling hills. Since 1995, in a long-term crop pasture experiment, several research projects have been conducted in Palo a Pique with the objective of evaluating the economic and environmental sustainability of different soil intensification systems. The National Programme of Pastures and Forages develops research work at INIA Treinta, focusing on the sustainable management of natural grasslands, taking care of important aspects such as weed control and intensive production of forage. A special emphasis is put on the incorporation of high-quality and productive species to improve natural grasslands. INIA Treinta has prioritized research in cow-calf production systems, improving low weaning rates, since the problem is relevant not only in the region, but also in the whole country. INIA specialists have studied the effects of different livestock management techniques, such as nutritional supplementation and preferential handling of stockers and feeders, temporary and early weaning, and reduction of the age at first service in heifers, among other technologies. The emphasis of research is in increasing productivity, efficiency and profitability of beef and sheep production systems in all the production stages: cow-calf, feeding and fattening. On fattening systems, the approach focuses on supplementation and strategic management of the environment in order to improve production efficiency. In this context, a great importance is given to the characterization of traits related to quality, food safety, animal welfare, and care for the environment. The seed unit of INIA Treinta works in coordination with the other seed units of INIA. It produces basic rice and sward seeds based on the comparative advantages of the region in terms of the lower incidence of weed problems, providing high-quality seeds. INIA Treinta has developed strong bonds with its area of influence, based on different instruments such as the regional advisory councils, which gives support, consultation and advice to the regional director, the workshop groups separated by production systems, rice, cattle and sheep, upland crops, forage seed production, and a wide range of outreach activities such as workshops, field day trips and seminars to communicate the latest research updates. With all the experience and support of what has been done in the past, and taking into account the dramatic social, political and economic transformations which occurred in the region and the world, INIA Treinta aims to be a key player in the definition of technological solutions for the improvement of the socio-economic and environmental conditions of the region, contributing in that way to the development of the country as a whole.